Hey, this is Scott, and today I and my daughter's stuffed animals are going to take a look at something I should have got a long time ago, the Aputure 120D. So yes, this thing has already been reviewed to death, so I'm not going to go too in detail into things like how bright it is and the CRI rating and everything like that. You can easily find, and probably already have found, a lot of that information already. I just want to talk about a couple of the things, both positive and negative, that I've noticed that I haven't really heard too much of in other reviews. I will also go over some of the different modifiers that Aputure makes for this. Before that though, I did slightly lie because there are a few things that have been said before but I think really deserve to be repeated. This thing is bright, and I know again everybody talks about that, but you can really see when you turn it off and when you turn it on just how much of a difference this one light does make. It is very, very bright, and I think will be more than enough for most people, but if you do want more, now they did release the 300D, which is just an insane amount of light. Weight-wise, it's light. It's really, really surprising for its size, and when I took it out of the bag, I was really honestly shocked. I'd heard that before, but still I was surprised when I actually held it in my own hands. When they say it's silent, it really, really is incredibly silent. I mean, it has a fan, but it's just remarkably quiet. Until recently, I've been using another brand's light, and I'm not going to say who because I don't want to badmouth any brands, but I kind of accepted that that was the amount of noise that I was going to have to deal with in a light that was this big and this bright. But, I mean, I turned this thing on and I was honestly shocked. Like, I didn't think it was working because it was not making any noise at all. I had to physically look at it to see the fan was spinning. And I really, really can't hear anything unless you put your ear right up to it. If you leave it on 100% power for a long time, maybe in a small room, the fan might become a little bit more audible, but really, even at its loudest, it is incredibly, incredibly quiet, and I doubt you're ever going to hear it on video, no matter what kind of microphone you're using. Alright, so on to some things that I haven't heard a lot of people talk about, and these are really, really nitpicky. These are not really criticisms or reasons not to buy this, because I did buy this with my own money, and I will absolutely be buying more in the future. These are more just points that I would like to see maybe in future versions of this light, just kind of notes to Aputure, not reasons not to buy this. I will say right up front, I will 150% recommend anybody who's thinking about this, go out and get it. I would appreciate it if the cables were a little bit longer, and that's both the cable going from the light to the battery pack and also the battery pack to the wall if you're plugging it into the wall. They're more or less long enough, but there are some situations where you're flying the light up really high, or if you have somebody carrying it on a boom pole and they have the battery pack attached to their belt loop or something like that, a little bit more length in the cable area could be appreciated. The Bowens mount on here is a little bit loose compared to some other lights. I don't think it's ever going to make a difference. Everything locks in there securely and nothing's going to fall off. But when you put something lighter on there like a reflector, you can hear it jiggle around a little bit if you're moving the light. It'd be nice to have it a little bit tighter. Again, I don't know if there's any reason not to and if there's any benefit to having it this way, but just something I noticed. So I will make a quick second video to show just how some of the different modifiers compare that Aputure makes in terms of light output. I'll put them on the light in the same position just to see what kind of output you're getting, what kind of light spread and everything like that from each of those. But I just want to talk about a couple of pros and cons that I did notice about those as well. So considering how portable this thing is made, it's light, it comes in a nice carrying case, it's battery powered, I was surprised that they didn't make up a more convenient and fast to assemble or disassemble design for the softboxes. I mean, they're pretty standard as far as softboxes go, but again, this is made for portability, and it does take a few minutes and a little bit of effort to get these things set up. I've always loved the Elinchrom Modifiers. Even the very large ones are incredibly easy and fast to set up. It may be a proprietary design, but something like that would be nice to see in the future on, maybe like the Light Dome version 2, for example. The new Space Light does actually overcome that though. It's incredibly, incredibly portable, folds down really small. You can even throw it in top of the case for the 120D. And it's just really easy and fast to set up. With the sheet that it comes with, the kind of reflector sheet that it comes with, you can even use it similar to a softbox. So I think it's very, very useful, and it's also very affordable. Again, I will have another video to show just exactly how it looks compared to the Light Dome. So if you want to see that, then check that video out. I'll have a link on screen and down below. So the Light Dome Mini is also pretty cool. Of course, it has the same design as the Light Dome in terms of how you set it up, so it's not incredibly quick or easy to do that. But it's portable enough just as it is because of its size. You don't even really have to fold it up or take it apart. You can just throw it in your car or something as it is, and it doesn't take up a whole lot of space. The unique way of attaching the front diffusion is pretty interesting, and while I do like it for attaching the grid because it's easier than dealing with Velcro, I'm not sure how I feel about it for the front diffusion. The reason for that is that depending on how close your light is and how wide your shot is, you may actually end up getting little kind of spots of light from the openings in that in your shot. So I have had to move the light or kind of reframe my shot before when I was using it. It's not going to be a problem for most situations, but just it is something to think about when you're using the Mini as opposed to the regular light dome. So even with all those little criticisms, I would recommend this to anybody 1000%. Again, I bought this with my own money. I will be buying more. If you're looking for a light that's in this general design, then this is by far the best one you could get. It's not perfect, but there's not much that is perfect. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them down below. If you like this video or found it helpful, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to see more in the future. And as always, thank you for watching.